Good morning, it's 7 a.m. and we're going to go ahead and start the operational briefing. This is the operational briefing for the LNU Lightning Complex for August 29th, 0700 to August 30th, 0700. My name is Jeff Wyndham, Plan Section Chief for Incident Management Team 2. This briefing is being broadcast on CDF TAC 27 as well as YouTube, which you can follow the link on the front of your IAP. Please ensure you're providing for social distancing and you're wearing masks while attending briefing, and turn off your cell phones, radios, and take any side conversations out of the building. Go ahead and start with a situational update from Night Operations Landon Act.
Good morning. So last night over on the Myers, no significant activity reported over there, continued mop up and patrol. On the Wall Bridge up in Frank and Ida, continued mop up and patrol there. Coming over into Lima, there was a little bit of activity there last night, cleaning up some line, everything held in there. Nothing significant. Coming over to the East Zone. And Zulu, Charlie, more of the same as far as mop up patrol. Golf is still experiencing the calls to service in the Solano County area down in Vacaville. Kilo, Mike, some calls to service in there, stuff around structures and some of the areas are being repopulated. More mop up and patrol continued in Sierra. And some good news for us today out of Tango. This has been all fired and tied in, so they got this buttoned up last night, so a lot of good work was done there. Union still got some line that needs to be validated in here, but there weren't any significant issues last night. Coming around into Whiskey. This was completed last night. They got dozer line in and direct line all the way down to Highway 16. So that's got line around it. They got a secondary and even another contingency out there all the way around it. So this is looking a lot better.
For our management objectives, we're going to provide for emergency personnel and public safety at all times, ensure COVID-19 precautions and best practices are met at all times, protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, foster and maintain relationships with all cooperators and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, and maintain fiscal accountability and keep costs commensurate with the values at risk. For Branch 10, we're going to keep the fire north of the Russian River, south of Kelly Road, east of Highway 1, and west of Dry Creek Road. For Branch 20, 30, and 40, we're going to keep the fire north of Highway 12, south of Highway 20, east of Highway 29, and west of the 505 and I-5. Now with incident weather, incident meteorologist Eric Kerr.
Good morning, everyone. We have a familiar pattern with the marine layers spreading low clouds into the valleys today. Maybe a little bit less thick than yesterday, but very similar. We're going to have that layer of low clouds is going to break probably around 11 a.m. or so. We're going to get some sun, some mixing. Winds are going to pick up as we've been seeing around 2:30 p.m. Southwesterly prevailing around 15, gusting up to 25. So very similar to what we've seen. The big change today is it's going to be a little cooler. We're going to see highs generally in the lower 90s, so a little less heat. Humidity is going to be a little bit higher, a few % higher. One thing I want to point out, an exception to the southwest winds, we're going to see northerly winds over Whiskey today, gusting up to around 15 to 20 miles an hour. And that's going to go through the maybe late afternoon. There's going to be a switch to southwest winds, gusting around 15 to 20 miles an hour, so just watch out for that. And we're going to see the marine layer return again tonight, so again that similar pattern. If you want more details, look in your IAP on page 4. End of report.
Fire Behavior Analyst Hugh Scanlon.
All right, you heard the meteorologist. So it's going to be a little bit cooler today, and cooler means maybe a couple of degrees cooler than it was yesterday. Humidity is going to be up a little bit. That still keeps us in the area though where we've got probability of ignition running around 80%. The other thing that we've been experiencing is we had smoke yesterday from the August complex, well to the north of us, come over our fire areas. And by doing that, it really provided some shading and sort of kept everything tamped down pretty effectively for us. We have the potential for a little bit more of that today. But generally with the southwesterly winds, you can expect the general direction of fires to try to push off to the northeast. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Expect to see the fire activity pick up around 1400 hours. It's been doing that almost like clockwork, and you can almost set your watch by it. So when that time comes, don't be surprised when the fire starts getting active and starts moving around. So let's talk about branch 10. Over here on the wall bridge, there's still a huge amount of fuel out here, interior, there's a lot of heat, and so as the day goes on, you still have the potential for rollout, a little bit of short range spotting that can come with that, and flare-ups. So be aware of that, and keep focused, especially after 1400 hours over there in branch 10 as those times come on. Again, when you get clear air, humidity's around 35% or lower, things start to really get busy. So we'll go on to the Hennessy fire and branch 20. We've got a lot of fuels that are still along the line in here that this area can get very, will heat up, and you have a potential for spots, very short range for the most part, but definitely need to keep the A game on here to make sure that this stays where we need it to stay. But this is a lot of, there's still a potential for a great deal of activity out here. As you move through division uniform, there's still some potential. The fuels get lighter out here, but there's still some heat that's holding in here, especially in areas around structures and some of the roads in the perimeter, so to keep a real good eye on this. Further along uniform, that's looking really, really good. Not a lot of heat out there. And across division Victor, there's occasionally some stuff that's flaring up out there. You'll see it, it'll drop across the ridge, and most of that is just going out on its own. The critical area again will be whiskey, and the challenge here is you're going to have sort of that northerly flow coming into that area, counter to what what we've been talking about a lot of times, a northerly flow that then switches around almost 180 degrees when the wind hits that. So definitely be aware of that. They did some fantastic work out here, but this has certainly got the potential to keep moving north if you get anything across the line, and that's a fantastic opportunity to get that done. Branch 30 and 40, again, some residual heat along the line, potential for flare-ups in those areas, so be aware of that. And again, go over the fire behavior and your weather forecasts, page 4 and 5 in the IAP. Have a good shift.
Day operations, Chris Water, and resource unit leader Stan Atchison with roll call and work assignments.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning. For roll call, please turn to the page 3 in your IIP, your 203A, and follow along. If your name is called for roll call, please stand up, face the crowd, raise your hand so we can identify you. And for all branch 10 resources, roll call will take place after this operational briefing at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. So we'll start with the contingency branch. Jim McDougall.
Here.
Fire suppression repair, Jason Butcher.
Here.
And fire suppression repair east, Len Nielsen.
Here.
Moving to the east zone, Charlie Blankenheim.
Here.
Branch 20, Carl Schwetman.
Here.
Division Tango, Jacob Cowan.
Here.
Division Uniform, Richard Anderson.
Here.
Branch 25, Barry Bierman.
Here.
With Jason Marsh, who's already on the line. Division Whiskey is going to be Jeff Gilbert, who is also already on the line. Under Branch 30, Division Charlie and Zulu have been combined. This will be known as Zulu on the radio. Leader is going to be Strike Team 9341 Charlie Travis Craig.
Here.
For Branch 40, Bob Norbaum.
Here.
Division Golf, Chris Ballou.
Here.
Division Kilo Kilo and Mike Mike have been combined. This will be referred to as Mike Mike on the radio. And the leader is Brad Caldwell.
Here.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. The operational priorities still remain the same. Top priority, tango, tango, uniform, uniform. They had a really good night last night. We are by no means out of the woods. We want to make sure we get this thing mopped up and get it put to bed. Second operational priority will be out here in Wall Bridge. Fire has not moved very much. They've had a lot of success down on the west side, down towards Division Lima. But again, we need to come across the south end and start going direct and cutting the line across the bottom of Lima to get that closed up. Third operational priority is going to be up here in Branch 25, where the fire has gone across 16. They had another really good night as well. They've got line around that fire. We have to continue to mop that up and get that thing secured. Fires haven't moved very much, and we had a lot of really, really good news last night with respect to firing operations. Don't want anybody to forget, though, the priority is to get that thing put out. We're not out of the woods yet. It's a lot of heat out there. It's a lot of mop up and patrol to do, and we got to get this thing taken care of. The other thing, ambassadorship. There's a lot of mop up, there's a lot of patrol, there's a lot of haul back, and we're also doing a lot of work trying to figure out where our suppression repair needs are. We want to make sure that we remember we have a long way to go. Stay focused. We're still short-staffed. We don't have enough resources, and we have to make the best with what we have. So have a good day.
Air Operations Branch Director, Brad Otto.
Good morning. Open your 220 to the, open your IAP to the 220, page 31 and 32. Air Ops today is going to continue to support the incident with 2 heli bases on the west side from Healdsburg, on the east side from 7M. Also at 7M, we have a MRV set up there. We'll support the incident with 5 Type 1 aircraft, 5 Type 2, and 8 Type 3 aircraft. We anticipate being able to have Helco over the fire, both fires all day today, barring visibility and aircraft time. If Helco is not up and you're going to make a request to a helibase, please identify which helibase you're talking to. That was a little bit of confusion yesterday. That's all we got. Have a safe day.
Justin Vanderholz, Medical Unit Leader.
Good morning, Justin Vanderholz, Medical Unit Leader. So turn to page 33 to 206. I'd like to review it for you. So in base camp, there's MERT available out on the incident flow path, and they're available for all the crews. CalMat's available at both base camps. Here at base camp, it's out here before the speedway. Out on the incident, you have ambulances scattered throughout both sides of the fire. Make sure you know where their closest resource is, as the ambulances have moved. If you review box 6, it's your 206. I have pocket cards if you guys need them so we can get the correct information back to the comm unit. Also, if everyone can continue to screen for COVID symptoms, and if you have any fevers or anything, please proceed to CalMat. Thank you. Have a good day.
Communications Unit Leader, John McCormick.
Good morning. Let's turn to page 34, and your IAP will review the comm plan. So on 34 is the west zone. There's no change in the comm plan. Everything's the same. Just remember to make sure you monitor air to ground, CDF TAC 24. The same goes for the east zone. No change in the comm plan, and the air to ground is going to be CDF TAC 25. For the Kanaktai camp, we do have tech going out there every morning, so if there's any radio repairs or for the programming, if anything changes, we'll have somebody support that. And the Calistoga and Santa Rosa, we're still doing radio repairs, and we have equipment at all 3 camps to support you guys. With that, have a safe shift.
Safety Officer, Chad Thompson.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I want to make sure you guys brief everyone out there, just like we're briefing you. I want to kind of reiterate some things I'm hearing and talk about fatigue. We're all fatigued, you guys. I don't want you guys to get so fatigued that you start making poor decisions. You become complacent on the line, because we do have a lot of mop up. We do have a lot of patrol. We need to still hold that fire. And I don't want accidents to occur because we're so fatigued. COVID, you guys are doing great right now. We are dealing with a couple of COVID-related pandemic issues, but please keep wearing masks, keep social distancing, and we'll get through this. Weather, the northeast winds shifting to the southwest up at Whiskey Whiskey. Watch out. We do have a little opportunity before it does start heating up. decrease in RH over the next couple of days, so there's a great opportunity to get some work done. Still watch your fire behavior. We do have a probability of ignition still 80%, so we could have spots outside the line and maybe new starts. Operations, today is a holding day. Hopefully we can hold Tango Tango, Union Union, Whiskey Whiskey, but to anticipate maybe starts outside the line and get some good work done today. Man, make smart decisions today and we'll be safe. Thank you.
For the trainees assigned to the incident, please go to page 42 in your IAP, scan the QR code and ensure that you fill out the documentation so that we can get you credit for your training assignment. The training technical specialist is working remotely, and if you have any questions, you can call the phone number on page 42. For finance section, page 44 and 45, shift ticket examples, please ensure your shift tickets are getting signed and turned into finance, as well as off-site feeding requirements. Now with logistics section chief Milford Ferguson.
Morning. So page 53, we're gonna have a change in the fuel location. We're gonna move from the Brooks Fire Station to the Wilbur Fire Station this morning. So we'll have that updated for you tomorrow. Also, just a couple reminders, 213s. Please get those into supply, detailed with firing tools, branch or better signatures on those. Again, page 41, you have a CDF 101. Any equipment left on the line, please document where it's at. Have your divisions sign those before turning them in. Backhaul on certain divisions and branches where those are applicable, please help with the runners. Have someone there if possible, help load up equipment and get it back to camp. And also, please watch your speeds here in the residential. It's small and tight, and when any accidents happening. Have a good shift.
Public information, Jeremy Ryan.
Good morning. As we've been doing the past few mornings, page 47 in your incident action plan is our PIO 24-hour phone number, as well as just a reminder, any social media posting needs to be ran through the PIO shop. And also, just as everybody's aware, for the public, if the public is viewing this briefing is designed for firefighters, specifically going out on the line. So if there are questions on any terminology or other things we can help with, please call us at 707-967-4207. Also, just to thank you on behalf of the incident from the information shop, we appreciate the community interaction. We've observed and noted back to our shop about some great community interaction, talking with some of the people who have been evacuated as well as out on the line, so we really appreciate that. Now for the fun stuff, here's your numbers for today for the overall complex. 373, 324 for the complex at 41%. The Hennessy, 315, 611 at 39%. Wallbridge, 55, 353 at 42%. And Myers, 2360 at 99%. Thank you and have a safe day.
LNU Deputy Chief Jeff Bellier.
Good morning, everybody. So, listening to the briefing today, we definitely starting to turn the corner on this fire. This fire over the last week and a half has thrown everything it has at you. Absolutely everything. There were times where we were doubtful we would ever get to this position where we can say that we're starting to turn the corner. But the reason we are here today and able to say that is because the resiliency and the fighting spirit that every single person in this room has. So now we're gonna go out there, we're gonna start doing the less glamorous part of holding all the line that we fought for the last several days and starting to mop it up. So what I need you to do is I need you to continue that fighting spirit, and I need you to focus on the job at hand, which is putting this thing to bed so that at some point the community, the counties that are affected by this fire can start to return to a sense of normalcy. The other thing I mentioned to the briefing yesterday is as we start to do this repopulation, we're gonna have a lot of folks starting to come into the fire line. They're gonna start looking at what the damage has been done by the fire. Some folks are going to have lost everything they've ever accumulated in their life. What I need you to do is go out, work with the community, and show some compassion. At some point, you're all going to leave this fire, and every single resident of this community that's been affected by this fire is still going to be here. They're going to be here for days, weeks, months, and years to come. I want you to leave them with the impression that we are a bunch of fighters, we're resilient, we never gave up, and that we truly, truly are here to make things better for this community. So with that, that's your challenge today. Continue to fight, continue to be resilient, and show compassion to the members of the community as they start to work back into their communities and start to come to grips with probably the single most tragic event they've ever experienced in their life. And with that, thank you for the work that you've all done thus far, and thank you for the hard work that is still ahead of you. Have a safe shift.
CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 2 IC, Sean Kavanaugh.
That's just a not gonna break, right? No, sir. Okay. Oh, some of you were here the other day, and it's broke, but. Hey, real quick, you guys, I don't know, it was 7, 8, 9 days ago, I stood in front of you guys, I stood in front of the media at our 11 o'clock press briefings, and I needed the very best from all of us to do this entire complex. And you guys have proven me right. And I asked that again, just as Chief Bailey, I said, we do our very best to get wrapped up and get out of here. Get this turned back over to the unit in a good, safe place for them to be able to manage it. Because there's a lot of work that still has to be done, especially in the communities and the counties, just with the amount of infrastructure stuff that needs to be done and fire suppression repair. So with that, you guys continue to give that good effort. Last night, operationally, and yesterday, that effort came through. And what some folks did over on Victor, Whiskey up in that area, and Tango, that's what we're looking for to get this done. So you guys have a great day, be safe, and we'll see you in 2 days, or some people are here tomorrow. Thank you.
If I could get everybody to remain seated through a couple of closing comments. Branch 10 will continue to be briefed and supported out of the Sonoma County Fairgrounds. If you are here at Calistoga briefing and you are reporting to Branch 10, please go to your reporting location to ensure you get briefed by your division. For unassigned resources, they will be over here to stand. Cooperators meeting at 10 o'clock, planning meeting at 1600. Next operational briefing is at 07. Our breakouts are here located along the room with fire suppression repair in the far left corner. With that, turn on your electronic devices and have a safe day.